Hey guys, welcome back to Intuitive Angling, and appreciate you guys joining me for the video today. As you can see, still not back in the tackle room. We're still down here in the Gulf of Mexico on the beach, hanging out a little bit, doing some swimming, getting ready to head back home later today. And guys, while I've been on vacation down here, my phone has been blowing up with people sending messages that Bassmaster is going to reinstate full use, no limitations, no restrictions on the cheater box, forward-facing sonar for 2027. And I normally don't do videos and speculate about stuff like this, but I want to talk a little bit about this because it's not going to surprise me if that happens. I want to talk to you guys about what this means for the sport if that actually does take place, so we'll dig into that today. Also guys, thank you very much, man, everybody that's been following the channel this week. Thank you for everybody that's been subscribing and joining up as a channel member to Intuitive Angling. Appreciate that. And also guys, thank you everybody that's been using all the links I've been putting in the video descriptions. If you guys have been subscribing and getting your tackle through my tackle warehouse link in the video descriptions, thank you very much for me and my family. We really appreciate that. Okay guys, normally what happens is I since I've got a lot of people that follow my page and talked about it before, I get over 10 million views a month on my page. I get a ton of messages and I can't even begin to answer all of them. If you guys send me a message and I don't respond, it's not that I'm ignoring you. I just got too many of them. I mean, literally, I would be responding to thousands of messages every day if I did that. I just I'd sit all day long responding to messages. But one of the things that happens on my channel is there's a lot of people that are connected to the industry that are they're like informants to me a little bit. And most of them are right. When you see this where there's smoke, there's fire on some type of a rumor or something, a lot of times it's true. So I'm not saying that this is going to happen or it's not going to happen. I am not going to be surprised if it happens. But let's talk about what it means for the sport if Bassmaster removes all restrictions on forward-facing sonar after putting the limitations the past year on it. Now, we've all seen the absolute disgusting change that MLF made the last couple weeks to both the BFLs and the high school tournaments, where there's no restrictions on forward-facing sonar after there being big restrictions on it. This past year, it was illegal to use forward-facing sonar for the high school anglers, and they did that to level the playing field. Because I talked about it before, you go to these high school tournaments, and there's some of the kids out there that are fishing out of pontoon boats, and other kids have a $100,000 boat with $50,000 worth of electronics on it. So they did that in an attempt to level the playing field. And same thing with BFL. They removed all restrictions on there, gave some type of BS answer for why they did that, or BS reason, after putting a 3-hour maximum limitation on the forward-facing sonar this past season. Okay, Bassmaster guys, if they do this is obvious to me, and this is my opinion. Like I said, until they show me their financials, which they'll never do, it's my opinion that they're getting paid off by the electronic companies. And somebody went in there to both organizations and said, we're going to make you an offer you can't refuse. How much is it going to cost to remove all restrictions from forward-facing sonar? That is my personal opinion on what's going on. I'm not saying it's a reality. I'm not saying it's happening. But until somebody proves it to me, that is what I'm going to believe. That's what I choose to believe based upon all the data and facts and past experiences I've had and a little bit of knowledge that I do have about sponsorships within the industry, which is a lot. So let's talk about what that means. If this happens, guys, this is literally our last guardrail for common sense and any type of concern for the future of what's going on in the sport. Basically, what they're saying, if Bassmaster does this, because MLF's already give the middle finger to the sport. If Bassmaster does this and says we're removing all restrictions from forward-facing sonar, it's a big FU to the bass anglers out there, the history of the sport, what the sport means, the tradition of the sport, the heritage of the sport, everything about it. It's basically those organizations are saying, we don't give a crap about what happens to this sport. All we want is freaking bigger profit margins. We want more bucks in our bank account. We don't give a crap about anything else. That's what they're saying. With the unbelievable outrage that the fishing industry and the anglers have shown against forward-facing sonar encroachment in our sport, that is the only explanation to it. It is. We have seen tackle sales. This forward-facing sonar has devastated tackle sales in non-forward-facing sonar lure categories. It's created the biggest division and chaos amongst the anglers we've ever seen. It's completely removed any type of level playing field and created this financial disparity amongst bass anglers in this country like we've never seen before or ever will see before. And what it does, it sets the precedence for we are not going to do anything about future advancements with technology. It's whatever we get paid. If you guys pay us, if the electronic companies pay us enough to have robots in the boat and have nothing but AI integration and bass fishing, that's more the merrier. Just make sure you write a big enough check for it. So anyway, guys, I will keep you updated on this. Again, this could be just a complete false rumor. It might be speculation on the part of people. I don't know what it is, but we've seen what MLF did with basically no explanation. We all thought MLF was going to turn the corner and start showing some, concern for the sport, but they basically just reversed direction with a bunch of just pathetic reasons that don't even make any sense. So it only makes sense to me that Bassmaster is going to do the other thing, because make no mistake about it, guys. The electronic companies have got banked right now. They have created a propaganda campaign, and they have been enabled by the tournament organizations to make this technology so profitable for them. And that's what we talk about all the time, guys. When you start talking about big profits and you start talking about money, you talk about corrupting whatever you're being involved with. Money corrupts everything. We are in the middle of seeing the biggest corruption in the sport because of money it's ever seen before. So I'll keep you guys updated, guys. We're probably going to hear something, pretty soon, because they usually make their announcements about this time of year. And you can guarantee if they remove all restrictions on forward-facing sonar, we're going to be ripping them a new one here on Intuitive Angling. So talk later.